Okay, today is March the 8th, 2017, and right now at 9:45 a.m. we have a temperature of 70 degrees in the foothills of Los Angeles. The barometric pressure is 30.06. We've got a relative humidity of 28%, and the dew point is 41 degrees. And right now we've got a jet stream flow here in the water vapor map for the Northeast Pacific. We've got jet stream flow all the way up into the northwest. There we can see that flow. We've got an area right here which is trying to spin counterclockwise. This is a gale, and there is a transmitter right here spinning in the opposite direction to try to keep this flow pattern moving in a straight trajectory. So we've got something spinning here. We've got another gale force system up here which has a right angle on it. There is a microwave transmitter generating a barricade all around this system. We can see this much better in the infrared map, and that is preventing this flow from winding into the core of the system here. So they've got this all barricaded to prevent moisture from wrapping into that low pressure. And also up here we see another blockade right up in this area. We can see that as a transmitter generated blockade. This is low pressure. High pressure always flows into low pressure, so they've got this blocked to prevent all this moisture from feeding into that system, which would intensify it. And we can see the effect that transmitter has. It's this moisture is going nowhere, so just dead ending right here, and it has to move up to the north and into Alaska. Also, we've got another blockade right up in this area. This is a transmitter generated feature right there. Take a look at that. Got an area of low pressure spinning. We can see the rotation there counterclockwise. And yet this jet stream flow is mushrooming right into that area right there where that high pressure's been built in. Let's go back to the other map here. We can see that. So the center of circulation is right up here over Canada, and they've got high pressure in the form of a microwave transmitter right here. We can see that feature right there, that dish-shaped area, and that is re-steering the jet stream over east into the northwest of the United States, Oregon and Washington. And we can see that here again, once again. This is having to fork off. We see some of it moving back into this vortex, pardon me, and most of the flow is moving to the east. Here's the jet stream map. You can see that pattern. The Hawaiian Islands are down here. Everything is moving right up into it's being forced actually into the northwest part of the United States. Okay, here's the western U.S. water vapor map. And we can see the detour here that the jet stream is having to make. When I run into the United States, we've got high temperatures on the menu today, up in the 80s. Right now it's only 70 degrees, but we also have a lot of chemtrail activity, and that's because of the high pressure that was here a day or two ago. It's still here, but there's a lot of moisture mixed in, and we can see that drifting over Southern California. And so in order to prevent precipitation from this moisture flow moving in, this area right here, the jets are out spraying, and we see that once again. This pattern is always tried and true when there's moisture moving in and there is no rain forecast. The jets are up spraying, and that lowers the relative humidity and caps the atmosphere. We can see some of these patches of moisture right here moving towards Southern California and also down here in Mexico. Now you would expect to see some rain falling down in this area, but if we look at the Doppler map right here, this is the Intellicast Doppler map, we don't see any rain down here in Mexico except for way over here by south of Brownsville, Texas, right here. So there's no rain anywhere in most of California except for up near the border near Eureka, right up there. And as we go north, we can see some snow and rain up in the Oregon and Washington area. Okay. Once again, the infrared map, we see that flow pattern. Let's go back to the big map and take a look at this right angle. This is not a perfect right angle, but we can see the manipulation going on. They've built a barricade. These weather controllers have built the barricade in, and that will prevent this jet stream flow from moving into the center of that weather system. And notice the high pressure that's been installed right there, just adjacent to this area that wants to spin counterclockwise. They've counteracted that by putting high pressure here, and we can see the clockwise flow peeling off of that area right here, just right across from where that low wants to develop right there. So we've got an area of high pressure right over this area, and we also have this moisture appears to be moving to the north. So we should expect to see continued chemtrail spraying throughout the day and probably tomorrow as well, because of this pattern here. We've got some high pressure right in this area, which is splitting this up, preventing this from mixing with or from possibly moving into Southern California. We'll have to watch and see what happens, but there is a barricade, an electronic fence, I call it. That's what this is over here as well. And the same thing with this here. These are all transmitter generated features which are manipulating the jet stream and steering weather systems, preventing moisture from entering weather systems. These people have their hands full. They're the ones that created this mess in the first place. You know, the weather manipulation goes way back into the 50s. The Air Force is, and not only the U.S., but other countries have been screwing with the weather for military purposes. And now they've got a real mess on their hands because nature seeks balance. The earth seeks balance. The weather systems seek balance, just like the ocean waves over time will settle back to a very calm ocean surface. Same thing with the weather. But now we're in a situation where it's just continue to require much more manipulation to maintain somewhat livable conditions. I suppose if they turned the transmitters off, we'd have a lot of rain for maybe a year or two until things settled down. Of course, they would eventually settle down, but that's what we're looking at. All right, now here's the southwest water vapor map. We can see the flow pattern. This moisture flow moving in. This is not a very deep flow. We can see the light green here as it moves in, and this is what's being sprayed over by the jets today. All right, let's take a look at the SSEC water vapor map. We can see that right angle right here. And this is the jet stream flow moving into northwest. We can see that. This is all being sprayed over. Same thing here. We can see some trails being laid out right in this area. I'm not going to bother with the MODIS Today map. It's just a lot of chemtrail mix all over the place. Now here's the surface analysis map. We can see the stationary low right here. This is the thing with the right angle on it. And we have a couple lows indicated right in that jet stream flow pattern moving up towards the Washington coast and Oregon coast. And then, of course, we have high pressure installed right offshore here, which is stationary. Okay, so that's the report. We'll leave it right here. And we can see the effectiveness of those high pressure blockades right here and up here, re-steering the jet stream. You see that? And this residual moisture here is all being sprayed over as these weather controllers, these terrorists that are controlling our weather, have these jets basically spraying and mopping up residual moisture in the atmosphere to prevent rain. This entire last week, we should have had rain from all the tropical flow moving in there. We've got jet stream flow here once again. Okay, that's it. We'll do another one later.